have a policy, I think a very good policy, that when all the council cannot be here, we avoid any deep discussions and adoption of resolutions so that everybody can participate. So we will shorten the agenda, and we'll go that as we go by.
We talked about the recycling, the annual report, and the council has this because I sent it to them by email, but I just want to go over your accomplishments last year. This is recycling, curbside recycling. This is not, we're not giving ourselves credit here for all the brush that we pick up and shred and reuse. That's tons and tons and tons, but I'll just go through it quickly and I'll give it to the press too. Last year in the metal department, 17,610 pounds of mixed cans. Paper, including corrugated cardboard, 340,865 pounds. Glass, brown, 31,000 pounds. Clear, 42,000. Green, 58,000. That tells you just how much green bottled beer gets drunk in Chestertown. Plastic, it's a pretty nice number here too, 26,809 pounds. Clothes, 3,068 pounds. A lot of people don't realize that Infinity will pick up used clothes. And I just think that you all have done such a great job of not only taking over the program when the county stopped doing it, but also of increasing the number of people who do this. This is really a key. And though on the other side of the equation, the tonnages of our trash has not gone down in the last year or so, but we have added, with Coventry, we've added in that period of time of about 5 years, we've added almost 150 residential units. So it's hard to bring that down, but we are working on increasing enrollment in recycling. And it's fun to see at the end of the year just how many pounds or tons is actually getting recycled. And like I said, I did not mention that when we take up concrete sidewalks, we have them crushed and we take them to people who recycle them, such as Bramble, the County Roads Department, or Gillespie's. So we keep it in mind about all these precious resources. We also recycle, and that won't show here, we took a truck that no one would buy that weighed quite a bit and got, I think, $1,100 for it at Bennett & Coey's for just the steel. So it was a good way to get rid of it. It's about a 40-year-old truck that wouldn't move. So, and I know it pleased people in the neighborhood to see the big old green international
I think we might
truck.
note that we don't get charged for the amount that he charged. We get charged per household.
Right.
So if this was doubled and we didn't double our households, we'd still pay Infinity the same amount.
Right.
Okay.
But those are pretty good numbers, and I'd like to overlay them. I think this is probably the second full year we've had with Infinity. I'd like to overlay them on the first year like we do with waste tonnage to see whether we're climbing here on recycling.
What are the columns? Mr. Ingersoll?
Yeah.
Does that include the businesses or just residential?
This is all the ones that we provide. So we don't pay for. So it doesn't include the businesses that pay for commercial pickup. So that would make it even more impressive. But I don't think it's
large containers as well. It's all commercial.
Well, they have a lot of cardboard and so there are quite a few merchants who participate in that. Some said they're not going to do it because it costs money, but we appreciate that too. These times when they pick up, they do it by sections of town, and I don't know what early AM or Old Town or Midtown is. I mean, it's kind of obvious. College Heights, Newtown, EP and ETC, and Town Yard, Tea Party. I don't know why we don't really need that breakdown. We just need the other heroes. But it is interesting, isn't it?
Do these newspapers that Infinity pick up, they get the credit themselves? They don't take it to that company that needs newspapers?
They do. I think their source, their source is
they're kind of tied in there.
They get paid for taking it out there.
Well, it's
They
good.
get a little bit, but you know, they need to get paid for some of those resources.
They've got to get paid for something.
Otherwise, we'd be
I
paying
mean,
a
they
lot
really
more.
do. That poor guy has an awful job picking up all the,
You realize that this 519,000 is 1,000 pounds per person? If you use 5,000 people in
But
town?
is that paper that you're, or just
No, the
overall?
total.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a pretty
They should
significant
pat
number.
themselves- They should pat themselves on the back for doing that, and
You know, when you consider it's a, for every man, woman, and child, assuming we have just rounded numbers out of the 5,000 people in town, that's 1,000 pounds. 500,
yeah.
1,000 pounds a person.
oh,
I rechecked my math. If you're on a decimal point, that's a pretty significant number.
oh, it's very good.
Things about these resolutions and draft ordinances on the public health one, on the designer drugs, the bath salts. I talked to John from the health department, John Beskid, and remember we talked about how we didn't really want to be passing laws that they would have, or state laws would already be there on the books. And he didn't think there were. He was going to send me some relevant information.
There was an article in the Sun, as I get over those papers, where there is a bill in designer drugs and counterfeit drugs. So I don't know what stage it's in.
Well, the original, you know, when it was introduced was in the Capitol, the Annapolis Capitol, and that's from the one that I sent out. So I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, but there was also information about another city getting ready to do a similar thing.
You know, there's nothing wrong, I mean, if we have it, and the state passes a similar one, they would of course have precedence.
Well, wouldn't the health department doctor?
That's the problem I get into is having it on the books is one thing, but then when we enforce it, how do we enforce it? Would we use our police department? Would it be a municipal infraction? Would it be a civil citation? So,
Wouldn't the health department doctor weigh in on this? Basket's not the health department doctor.
He's environmental.
he told me,
He's environmental, yeah.
yeah, he told me that he would be asking some questions and get back to me.
All right.
Okay, so I'm just sort of giving you an update since we're
Okay,
not
that's
gonna
fine.
bring it up tonight. I said I would do that research. And I also, on this other, the outdoor dining at Evergreen, I talked to the owner the next day and told him that I didn't see that there was any issues with the council about this other than walking space for pedestrians and having it work the way it was supposed to look like it was gonna work. So they'll be back for that one also. I talked to Joe Holt. The town is the owner of the armory. It's hard to tell exactly when. I actually had somebody from the armory call and say, from the Army, and say, when could we have a ceremony about the settlement? I said, as soon as you tell me when we've settled, because we send the papers off and some general signs them. But I recommended to them that when the college buys it from us, which will be fairly soon, that all parties get together. If the Army wants to make it a photo event, that you get together at the Armory with the college, with the Army, with DGS or whoever, and take that photograph.
Because the snowstorm will meet in here.
That would be great. The contrast will be better with
Don't
the
you think?
snow. So I think that's appropriate. It's really hard to tell, you know, when you own it, but we've got it insured just in case we do own it. So everybody's seen that
Fantastic.
paperwork.